Putting my email in the chat.
Mommy, email.
You gotta be quiet.
Of course, like this. Dad, where you close door?
Alright, let's share this. Slideshow from beginning. Alright, guys, good evening. My name is Shane Philliper. I am a certified financial coach and wanted to bring you tonight the Budgeting Basics workshop today. The purpose of the workshop is to provide foundational budgeting principles as well as techniques to help you win with your finances. What will be discussed tonight is income versus expenses, as far as configuring the income and expenses, and then how to start building a budget, including additional expenses, the budgeting adjustments that may need to be done, and tips to help stick to that budget, as well as how to start setting financial goals. There'll be a brief question and answer session, and then a brief introduction as far as the financial coaching side, and then some closing encouragement. As far as income versus expenses, money coming in would be your income, and money going out would be your expense. So to start with, you need to grab all your last month's statements, so credit card, banking, receipts, and everything, so you can start making a list as far as, you know, your income and what that was, and then make another list as far as what expenses and what you're spending your money on. And then you need to subtract these two, and then you need to figure out whether you're living within your means or you're kind of overdoing it and living outside your means. To start building a budget, you need to start out with the 4 walls. The food would be your base, with a base rate of $250 per person, 4-person household, so $1,000 is what you'd want to allot for that. And then you want to allot for your utilities, your gas, water, trash, and electric. And then your shelter, as far as what your monthly payment is for whatever it may be, house, condo, apartment. And then the insurance payment for that as well. And then the taxes that may come due at the end of the year, as well as possible HOA dues, and then the maintenance on that structure, whatever that may be, if you have maintenance issues as well. And then as far as the 4th wall would be your transportation, then you need to include the car payment, your gas allotment, insurance, whether that be monthly, semi-annual, or annual, however you pay that out. And then the maintenance on that vehicle, so setting some money aside for that as well. As far as other expenses, the telephone, so your cell phone, home phone, internet, non-food items like toiletries, laundry soaps, as far as clothes, and then as far as like childcare, or like maybe the expense of like private school, different things like that, still could be covered there. And then you have like life insurance, just in case something happens. You have your savings to set aside some money, and then you have your donations and your tithes, as well as your cable, streaming services, blow money that you can allot for you and your spouse, or you and your significant other on a monthly basis to be able to spend however you see fit. And then you have your entertainment or like eating out budget as well. And then you need to start setting up your debt, as far as like smallest to largest, and your credit cards, student loans, miscellaneous loans, and like medical bills. So as far as budgeting adjustments, adjusting those expenses, like the variable expenses, streaming services, various components like that may be optional, you know, cutting some of that stuff out, not spending so much on food, on eating out, different things like that, kind of prioritizing those needs versus your wants. And then some tips to help you stick to the budget would be to help you with like automation of bill pay, automation of savings, utilization of the envelope system. These are relatively cheap. I believe we bought ours on Amazon. It had several different spots that you can use. It was a paper format, so it might wear out with time, unfortunately. So maybe you need to get some new inserts. The other thing we utilized, we got at, I believe it was Walmart, is one of those small, it's like a, what do they call it? Like accordion folder, I believe is what they called it back in the day. So it's a very small one. I mean, it fits cash perfectly. So setting that up and putting that in a safe space at the house. And then, you have your envelope system, the stuff that you're going to spend on a monthly basis, where you have basically, like for us, we have two envelope systems. One envelope system, we carry around with us, to go like spend the monthly stuff. And then we have a second envelope system that we set aside for like that stuff that doesn't pay out on a monthly basis. It pays out more on a, semi-annual, annual basis, or, once a year, different, or maybe it's every couple of years, however it pays out. And it's just setting that money aside so that money's there whenever the time comes and the bill collector's wanting his money in hand. So, and then definitely using cash versus cards. It definitely hurts a little bit more, and you start to realize and visualize the overall components of trying to stick to that budget using that cash versus just swiping that card mindlessly. It's so much easier just to swipe that card, and then you get the bill in the mail, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I can't afford this, because I didn't realize how bad I've been swiping it, instead of like the cash. You run out in that envelope. I mean, sure, you can rub another envelope that, leave you short there. But, again, you run out of the cash, you run out of the cash. So you don't have any more cash, a little hard to spend when you sit there, instead of like the cards, we just continuously just get there swiping. So, and then definitely this needs a monthly review to help adjust the budget as well. So, for example, on a month-to-month basis, you need to make sure that you're not overspending the various components that can fluctuate. So like for like my wife's gas or my gas, for instance, the gas price is going up and down, making sure that you're still allotting enough money to pay for that to where you're not like overspending and not taking into account that you are possibly overspending or underspending, whatever that may be, and you're still able to cover yourself regarding that. So all right. As far as financial goals, what is your why? Why do you want to go through the pain of budgeting? So, why are you putting yourself through this? Are you trying to retire with some dignity down the line? Social Security is getting a little bit shaky. It has been for years. Are you dependent upon the government to give you some subsidy? I mean, different things like that. Do you actually want to retire? Different things like that. So what about the kids going to college? Are you tired of living paycheck to paycheck? What is your why? Why do you want to go through and maintain your income, maintain your finances? So this is where you're going to get your motivation and your direction from. And then you start to develop from there some goals. So initially you'll have some short-term goals, which is like less than a year. So you want to save up over the next 6 months. You want to save up $1,000 or $500 for an emergency fund. So it's doable. So intermediate, 1 to 5 years, and then long term is 5 to 10 years. One thing you got to make sure that you're meeting is all 5 criteria here. The specific, make sure it's specific and make sure it's measurable. Make sure it's achievable. Make sure it's relevant. It's yours. So with this is kind of a struggle. So if you're in a relationship with a significant other and you're trying to get help, whatever you need as far as on board with this, so you need to help relate it from one to the other person. So if you can kind of help tie that in, it makes both of you accountable and different components like that. That's very pertinent here, that to get everybody on board as far as the relevance of everything. So, and then time bound as well. It's got to have that time. So like I said, saving up that $500 to $1,000 over the next 6 months to get that emergency fund. So, and then definitely writing them down, put them into place, frame them, whatever you got to do, tack them up on the wall, make several copies. But these are going to change, and over time you just need to kind of readdress them and write these down and reconfigure these so that you're continually stepping in a forward momentum as far as your financials. So an example, it would be like some financial goals here. There's like Dave Ramsey's baby steps. So saving that $1,000 emergency fund. Number 2 would be stepping off and paying off all that debt using that snowball. And then step 3, baby step, would be 36 months expenses. Step 4, baby step, getting that 15% retirement setback, so get you that retirement with dignity. Step 5, getting those kiddos set up for college fund. Step 6, paying off the house. And step 7, building wealth and giving. Anybody have any questions tonight? Let's see if anybody's here. Oh, no,
I like my card.
Shh. All right. So no questions. Hope. All right. As far as financial coaching, guys, I can help you kind of form financial goals, help you construct a plan to help get out of debt, help you create a budget, help you craft like a savings plan and different options there, help you set up a plan overall, just kind of help you reconfigure, to reset up life, help advise you throughout the challenges and adventures that we may partake in throughout going through the financials, and then help you remember the importance of your why. So some materials that I have available is like a Why Pay for Coaching worksheet. There's like a financial snapshot for those of you that are wanting to work with me as far as coaching. And then there's a budget tracking worksheet that's like a fillable PDF. And then there's the Every Dollar app. There's a free version and a premium version of this. So the premium version, obviously a little bit of expense. This is offered by Ramsey Solutions, which is one of Dave Ramsey's companies. And then I do have a Smart Goals worksheet as well. And then looking into the future as far as a hybrid FPU class, I know there's some churches in our local area that do offer this as well. FPU, by the way, is Financial Peace University, another Dave Ramsey offering. So as far as the skills you learned tonight, take these and apply these to your life, to your finances, and you can start winning yourself as far as the overall complications that you're facing with the finances. Definitely take these tools, take these tools and use them to help you achieve your goals as far as improving your quality of life as well. And with budgeting, this is something that's going to improve with time. It's going to take a lot of practice, a lot of persistence. It's not something that you're going to win with overnight. It's going to be a struggle when you first start doing this. So just to let you know, you're not alone as far as the struggle. So we've been doing this for over a decade as far as budgeting. I myself have been doing it for quite a few years. Beyond that, I've always tried to live on some sort of a budget, but for real, we've been living, an actual budget for the past 12 years and everything. We've been on the same page as far as everything. So, helping us both win together. So this is a living and breathing thing. I mean, it's something that's going to modify over time. Stuff's going to get paid off. Things are going to change. You might acquire a new payment, might get rid of an old payment. You might pay stuff off and end up with no payments. It's all the changing endeavor as far as the budget. And then, like I said there, it will change definitely over time. So it's not failure, guys, unless you quit. Continue trying, and over time you will succeed. I thank you guys for being with me tonight, and happy budgeting.